So these are the 5 biggest property stories that you need to know right now.
Yeah, so first we've got affordable homes disappearing at an alarming rate, Queensland's new seller disclosure laws, Sydney's the underquoting capital of Australia, we've got luxury real estate going full wellness,
Yep.
and the last one, which is the biggest sale in Adelaide.
Currently, 24 homes under $750,000 are being lost daily. And there's also news as well that the big property boom of Queensland has slowed right up. So
Yeah.
20% of Sydney listings sold for 10% above the price guide. That's the worst in the nation. So we'll get straight into it. So currently, 24 homes under $750,000 are being lost daily.
Yeah.
So that's alarming news for any first home buyers or anyone that's looking to purchase under that $750,000. So to put it in perspective, that's 7.1 homes a day in Sydney, 5 a day in Brisbane, and around 3.6 a day in Melbourne.
You know, 7 per day in Sydney. There's very few houses in Sydney under that mark anyway. So to be losing 7 per day is crazy.
That's a lot, you know. So that has a huge impact on anyone wanting to buy, I guess, in Sydney or any capitals. It's almost impossible to do so now.
Yeah.
There are some measures coming in January 2026, such as improvements to the shared equity scheme that's been proposed for quite a long time now, 2%. The government essentially owns part of your property. That will help a lot
for sure.
with people needing to buy at a higher price.
Yeah.
But the repayments will be quite less.
Yeah.
So there is some incentives that may help, but if you're looking to buy a house under 750, your days are numbered.
It's more so looking towards the unit market then.
100%.
Which again, you know, doesn't really exist in Sydney.
No.
But
So big news there. Queensland has introduced some new seller disclosure laws.
Yep.
And there's also news as well that the big property boom of Queensland has slowed right up and
which
could potentially
is not surprising from these new disclosure laws.
Yes.
Because it's more documentation, it's more compliance for the selling side. And, you know, when there's a competitive market out there, anything to slow down, you know, a new listing is just going to slow the market up. So
what exactly is the disclosure? What are they disclosing?
So sellers from the 1st of August, so it's already in place now, must give Form 2 seller disclosure statement and certificate before signing a contract. And it's essentially just disclosing any information about the property that the buyers might need to be aware of, or the buyers should be aware of, more likely.
Like what I talked about before this client that almost bought a house and the whole house is held up by scaffolding underneath it.
Aquaprops holding up the house.
Into the mud.
Yeah. So, you know, obviously against building code, which should be disclosed from the vendor to the buyer.
Now, what they had done instead is just bricked the bottom of the house in. they felt like that was the best option to deal with that situation.
So for buyers with this one, I mean, this should have just been in place before anyway. So this gives buyers the right to reclaim their deposit back after they've purchased the property.
Yep.
If anything hasn't been disclosed. So it's just protection for the buyer, which is a really good sign.
So KPMG has also predicted growth is going to slow to 4.1% by Christmas and 3.1% by 2026.
Yeah.
So,
which is very similar to what we did for market predictions from the Domain economist predictions.
Yep.
It is 4.1% growth, but that's contracting growth. So, you know, not surprising that market's slowing down.
It's gone a long way up. So it makes sense that it is going to cool down a little bit. I don't think it'll go backwards by any shape or form. I think it's just going to start slowing down a lot.
Sydney's the Australia's underquoting capital.
Well, congratulations firstly to real estate agents in Sydney for getting that title. So 20% of Sydney listings sold for 10% above the price guide. That's the worst in the nation.
Yeah.
So in 2024, 95 agents were fined, and the max penalty for that is $2,200.
Which
I
is
personally don't think that's enough.
No,
you know,
it's not.
If you look at if underquoting is a strategy that is earning more, they're going to make more than that two on average. You're not going to get fined every time.
No, exactly.
So
I mean,
this is probably alarming that 890 properties sold for 20% above the price guide.
Yeah.
10%, you can get personally, I think 10% is a little bit, a little bit of a leeway there. You might have.
I mean, there is.
It's hard to predict that.
For some properties, like the one that we spoke about recently in Robinson, for it was a $30 million guide. It sold for $26 million. There's no comparable sales for that property. They likely didn't know who the buyer was going to be. How do you price something
You can't.
like that?
If there's no comparatives, it's hard to.
Yeah.
You literally just have to put a price on it.
Yeah.
And see what comes in.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, as long as real estate agents are adjusting the price guide based on the feedback they're getting from open homes and as these offers start coming in, like I know of at least 2 or 3 listings at the moment where my clients have made an offer that's within the price guide, but the price guide still remains the same.
Yeah, it doesn't get adjusted.
So that's a thing as well.
Yeah.
This one's probably a worst case scenario, but there was an example here, a guide was for $900K and it sold for 1.39.
50% above, 55%. That 55%, that's taking the piss. But
yeah,
I mean, depending on what the property is, but I mean, it's going to continue.
It does have a heavy toll on purchases.
Oh yeah,
especially first home buyers. They're coming in thinking they're going to get this property for $900K.
Yeah,
and it's not a thing.
Yeah,
it sucks that it's even a strategy.
I mean, so many people always say it, but it just, instead of looking at the for sale price, look at what's selling in the area.
Look at the comparables.
Do research on what's selling.
Yeah. So do you think the fines are too small? Probably,
But again, I don't think the industry has the resources to keep up with what's happening in the market. You've obviously got to track these agents over a long-term period. You can't, a one-off like this 55%, we don't know the specifics with this situation, but if it is a reoccurring problem, maybe that's someone should build an AI software to track all the agents' quoting prices.
And realistically, 20% are selling for more, 80% are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So well done to the 80%.
Yeah.
So there's been some massive trends lately where luxury real estate is selling for between 10 and 25% premium if it has wellness features. So some of those wellness features are private spas, yoga studios, natural green walls,
hyperbaric chambers, circadian lights.
Yep.
So and it's not surprising. Longevity is a massive market.
Yep.
People are trying to live longer. Nick Bell's a big advocate of this and trying to push his business forward.
Even little things like a sauna or an ice bath can add substantial value if you are renovating to sell. Look, these are some things that people are looking at.
Yeah, and I mean, hyperbaric chambers wouldn't be easy to install.
Yeah.
So if they come as an additional feature for a purchase,
add that, and plus smart homes. Everyone loves the smart home features, being able to control your whole house off an app.
Yeah.
Add that plus the wellness. I think you'll do well.
Yeah, for sure.
So to wrap it up, the Adelaide's biggest sale ever was for $216 million.
Yeah, so mixed-use development sold in a single transaction, which is Adelaide's largest on record. So that's a massive deal. For
3 times more than the previous record.
Yeah. So major institutional investor, and I believe it's near Adelaide Port, so some sort of logistics or something like that, I would assume.
Yeah. So I remember reading something about it might have something to do with the AUKUS, the submarines and the Defence Force contracts.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
but I remember reading something about that.
It's I mean, it's not related really to the residential market, but there is
Still
money within that market. Yeah, it's obviously a big contributor to that GDP. There's obviously activity for workforces down there. So
imagine having 216 million.
Just to drop on it.
Yeah, why not? But that's it for today.
That's it.
Next week, we're going to get into some 5 myths.
Mythbusters.
Yep. I'm going to get the beakers out. But, make sure you watch next week's episode. It's going to be a cracker.
Yeah. See you next week.
Thank you.